Hello, everyone. It's our honor to take part in the TESOL International Conference 2021. Our today presentation is the results of our projects implemented by a team. So on behalf of our team, we are very happy to be here to talk about useful activities for the language teachers communities of practice. We are Nguyễn Thị Minh Hạnh from Hanoi University of Industry, and our partners are Ms. Nguyễn Thị Hằng Nga from VNU ULIS. Now let's start our presentation. As you can see here, our presentations includes 4 main parts. I'll be in charge of the 2 first parts, which introduce the projects as well as the handbooks. Later on, Ms. Nga will be responsible for telling you more details about sample activities in the handbook. And then she will talk more about teachers' personal to professional transformation. Firstly, let me introduce our project. Our project is entitled Handbooks on Community of Practice Development in Vietnamese Context. So this project has been developed by the National Foreign Language Projects with the support of the U.S. Department of State English Language Specialist Program and the U.S. Department of RELOS in Hanoi. And this project is also developed by an experienced, dedicated team of experts and lecturers from Vietnam. The goals of this project is to design the 2 handbooks that provide specific guidelines for Vietnamese school teachers at 5 levels, from the primary, lower secondary, upper secondary, vocational, and tertiary level, in order to develop their own community of practice. And another goal of this project is to improve the quantity and the quality of professional development for the school teachers in Vietnam. Through COP, the project tries to carry on professional activities, including peer supporting, peer observation, professional meetings, conference, seminar, coachings, and mentoring. And because all the professional activities are conducted in English language, so the project also focuses on developing the teacher's language proficiency. So now let's talk about the 2 COP handbooks. The 2 handbooks are the main products of our projects. So as you can see here, we have 2 different handbooks for the school teachers and the lecturers of English in Vietnam. So these 2 projects, these 2 handbooks tries to provide as a support for strengthening the common understandings between the teaching staff and the managers of all the school levels. However, it's also tried to focus on the foundations for the professional activities that are easy to understand, easy to implement among the practitioners in Vietnam, in order to help them to carry out all kinds of professional activities together. As you can see here, each handbook has 5 main chapters. Yeah, and let's explore more details in each chapter. In chapter 1, we try to provide an overview of the community of practice. We also try to explain what a COP of practice is. Why do we need a community of practice, and how can we establish a community of practice? And according to Wengers, a community of practice is a group of teachers working together for an extended period of time, and this group has shared knowledge, values, and beliefs. They share the common goals for improving their classroom practice and in order to serve learners better. That's why a committee of practice in these two handbooks is a professional development approach that is both collaborative and responsive to teachers' immediate needs. And in chapter 2, getting started with your COP. So in this chapter, we provide guidance for starting a COP with clear and easy to implement steps, such as creating interest, recruiting participants, or getting organized, or determining needs and choosing a focus. However, at the end of the chapter 2, we also try to include some models of reflective practice, as well as some principles of active listening, because these are the key components of any COPs, and they also greatly contribute to the success of COP. In chapter 3, we present 12 different activities that the teachers can use in their COP in order to improve their practice together. And chapter 3 is also the main focus of the two handbooks. These all 12 professional activities here belongs to different broad categories: peer mentoring, teacher-led activities, and the collaborative action research. And in chapter 4, we present recommendations for assessing the success of a COP and for sustaining the growth of your COPs in the future. Yeah, we provide both what we have to do and how we can do in order to assess and sustain our COP. In the last chapter, our teams try to provide activities in order to engage your COP members, and then in order to have other people know about your work. So in this chapter, we try to focus on how can we share and how can we celebrate your COP growth through developing a social media presence, celebrating some kind of mini conference, and sharing beyond your educational institutions. So that's all about the first parts. Yeah, and now let's move to part 3 and part 4 in our presentations. So now it's over to you, Ms. Nga.
Okay. It's nice to have the opportunity to present in the teacher, and let's continue with part 3 and sample activity in the handbook, peer observation and reflection. I mean to pick up this activity among 12 activities because I believe that peer observation and reflection is one of the most popular activity, which is also familiar to teachers. In each activity, the flow is description, objectives, procedures or steps, resources, and tools. This is the detailed description and objectives you can find in the handbook. That says peer observation means teachers observing each other's lesson in order to improve their teaching practice. The goal of peer observation is for teachers to learn from each other and share ideas. The peer can be any college who is willing to work with you. So in In case you and the workmate are not sure about what is professional observation, you can base on this material with the strong confidence. About the objective, what are the details in objective? After observation or through observation, peer observation, we gain understanding of the certain aspect in teaching practice. Learn from each other in safe, friendly, and supportive environment. So I would like to highlight the keyword safe, friendly, and supportive environment, because without feeling safe, without feeling that the environment you are working is safe, friendly, and supportive, it is very difficult for teacher to share and to learn from others. And another activity is to create an atmosphere of trust and support between colleagues. And this is also what we should do for a long time and before the peer observation, so that we will have the better result from this activity. This activity also expected to create opportunity for experienced teachers to share good practice with less experienced teachers. We call it opportunity because when you become an experienced teacher, some of you will really want to share the knowledge and the practice with the workmates. What about the steps of peer observation activity that you conduct in your class? There are 3 steps: pre-observation, while observation, and post-observation. Without proper understanding, teacher may think observation only includes while observation, and they may ignore pre-observation and post-observation. But in this material, you can see that we appreciate pre-observation, post-observation, and while observation equally. So what should we do in the step 1? You find a partner who is willing to collaborate with you. You two agree on a focus on observation. We shouldn't take too much issues to work with, because it's very difficult to have the expected outcome. And next, you choose the tools to use in the observation. So tools is very useful for you to have the expected outcome. And you also need to decide on the observation procedures and arrange schedule for the observation. So the keywords in step 1 is focus. You need tools, you need the procedures and schedule in order to take the step 2 successfully. So what we do in step 2, normally we just think that observe is observe, but in professional observation, class observation, observe means observe without interrupting, and you should keep note and using the observation sheet, because the sheet is available for you, is provided for you in this handbook. And in step 2, we will meet as soon as possible after the observation completed. What for? To discuss about the focus using the information from the observation sheet that you have taken, right? And the teachers and the observers also identify the possible new practice through peers observation. SMART goals. Smartboards is a tool that is provided for teachers to use in the peer observation and reflection. We also provide the Smart Goal Planning Worksheet. What is it for? To help you, to help the teacher set a goal for observation. So you can use the Smart Goal chart to make sure that you set the feasible goals for the class observation. The observation planning tool is also supplied in this activity. And you can see that a sample tool completed by teachers is provided as well, so that it will become more comfortable, easier for you to conduct. In addition, the handbook designers also share with the users some tasks. Yeah, we like to mention here 3 tasks that help you to find the focus in each time you conduct the classroom observation. For example, in the first class observation, you may choose task 1, in which you spot the difference. The purpose is to build the awareness of varying approaches to teaching among teachers. In detail, what should the teacher and observer do in order to complete this task? Before the teacher gives the peer observer an outline of the lesson with the learning objective and plans for the day. So the teacher should prepare outline in which we should state very clearly the learning objective and also the plan for observation activity. And during the observation, we also take note and practice and take note of the practice you don't normally apply. And after the class, the teachers and observers will analyze the information and using questions like this. So a lot of questions are shared with you. The teacher don't have to think a lot about what to discuss after the class time. Right. And in task 2, if you want to improve work group and student behavior, it is helpful for you. You can see we provide 3 sets of questions that help you to have the better understandable communications among teachers and observers. And task 3, we focus on instruction modeling, checking for understanding. Also, a lot of questions also are shared with you. So you can see that the communication among the teachers and observers based more on questioning instead of telling or giving the advices or giving advice to each other. And what is more, classroom observation, it is included in observation chart 3, another chart that we can use to support note-taking during the class observation. And it is also advisable to use our guides for giving for what kind of language should we use for giving peer feedback. Normally we say everything that we hear, that we take note, what we want to say, but it may not be the best way. We should give feedback and the information should be formative, actionable, clear, timely, and supportive. Personally, I appreciate actionable words because in many cases you have so many information to share with the teachers, but if you can understand their condition, if you can understand their content, you just choose some ideas to share with them, and you expect that this thing is feasible and actionable. And this is also some expression we would like to provide teachers, because we hope that it may lead to very gentle, very respectful communication among teachers and observers. For example, I noticed learners concentrate better when it is great that will allow learners, or something really worked well because learners could. By this way, I expect that you not only develop very well in the career, in the professionalism, but it also works very well in the personal life, in the social life. And I'd like to move to part 4. It is also the last part of our presentation, teachers' personal and professional transformation. The handbook is expected to make a consideration change in teachers' career in the way it can also improve the qualities of thoughts and finally improve their qualities of personal life. And if you can do on this activity semester by semester, year by year, day by day, repeatedly, I hope that we can make remarkable changes and even transformation in the personal life and professional life. Okay, so you can see that before conducting the activity, you just focus on the during observation, but after that you may appreciate the combos of pre, while, and post observation, or before you just you have more emotional reaction or compulsive criticizing, and after that you will practice critical observing or constructive sparing. Before you stick to old teaching practice, but now you are ready for learn, unlearn, and relearn. You are ready to let go of what is unfashionable, is unuseful, and welcome the new thing, even if it is challenging and time consuming. Right? Or before you just want and dream something, occupy the mind. You are more of a thinker, but now you take more action. You set smart goals. You have plans, you find tools and resources, and you look for the teammates to work with you. You become more of a doer. Or in conversation with the workmates, you tell more, but now people tell more, but after that, people will think more of questioning and conversation in order to exchange more information and have offers more opportunity for people to share the opinion. Or giving feedback before you say what you think, but now you think what you should say. Before you work alone, and after that you work together in COP. Together we go far. Before you may be a fixed mindset person. After you want to become the growth mindset person. And finally, generally, Eugene to teach better. Before, you just do some professional activity to change, to make a change to teach better. But now you change to teach better and live more meaningfully. And that's all our our group, our team would like to share with you. And we hope that this work and make some meaningful support in your career and your personal life. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Do you have any questions? Please contact Ms. Hạnh and me, Hằng Nga, by email. Thank you again and again.
Yeah, thank you. See you. We hope to receive your comments and questions. Yeah, thank you very much.